What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm gonna show you how I made this. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, plump, cheesy, bacony, amazing, loaded baked potato sausage. Coming up, thank you Cafe Casino for sponsoring this video. This is some meat. Patted dry. And what I got here is a chuck roast made of beef and some belly made of pork. Because today I'm making a beef and pork sausage, but I suppose you could use whatever you like. This could be all beef, all pork. There's really no rules for these non-traditional sausages, but I like the texture and flavor of beef and pork mixed together. And it's also really convenient using these fatty cuts of pork belly to get the fat ratios right in a sausage. It's a little harder to find beef fat unless you're trimming a lot of briskets or you get a particularly fatty chuck roast. But as always, first thing I'm gonna do is chunk this stuff up so it fits in the meat grinder a little bit easier. Don't need to go too small because I'm using the 1.5 horsepower grinder today. And also weighing everything out on the side over here so I can get the calculations for my spices. And just like that, 5 pounds of meat is cubed up. It's about 3 pounds of beef and 2 pounds of pork belly, which should give us a very nice fat ratio. But now into the freezer this goes to get nice and cold. And while we wait for that to get nice and cold, we can start getting everything else ready, including some bacon, because today we're making a loaded baked potato sausage, because that just sounds really tasty to me. You know, a sausage studded with cheese and potato and bacon. I'm all about it. So to prepare our bacon, I've got a slab of some bacon that I made a while back, just been chilling in the freezer. And if you can't find slab bacon, I suppose you could use some slices just from the grocery store, but it's also really easy to make, and I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it before. But I'm gonna make some lardones, meaning I'm just gonna cube this up into a nice little, I don't know, 1/4 inch cube, something like that. But these are gonna shrink up when we cook them, so you might wanna make them a little bit bigger than you think. That smells really good. Beautiful. Spices for our sausage include some kosher salt, granulated garlic, some dry mustard, some black pepper, little paprika, some dry chives, and a little parsley, mostly just for color. And for our binder today, I'm gonna be trying out some potato starch. I've never tried that before. Seems fitting for this recipe. I've seen other people using it and they say it works well. So I guess today we'll find out. Beautiful. Other things I've got weighed out is our water. This is just 10%, but you can use whatever liquid you like. And I've also got some high temp cheddar. This stuff is great for making sausage because it's not gonna goo out all over the place. Now when it comes to putting potato in a sausage, I've made several potato sausages over the years. And what I used to do is take a potato, peel it down, cube it up, boil it, and then fry it, then freeze it. That way it's a nice, soft, fluffy, fully cooked potato, but in its frozen form, you can mix it into the meat without worrying about it smushing and turning all mashed potato-y. But that was a lot of work to put potato in sausage until one day I realized that you can go to the grocery store and buy pre-cubed, pre-cooked, frozen potatoes in the form of French fries or home fries. Cute. Some of these are a little bit too big, so I'll probably go through and, oh God, it's hot. Chop them up. And in the past, I've also just bought French fries and cut those up as well, but this should work out just fine. And just like that, potatoes are ready. I'm gonna keep these frozen. And as for our bacon, we gotta get this rendered off as well. You could do this in a pan, you could throw it on the griddle, but I also know a pretty quick way to get these all browned off. That's right, we're going in the deep fryer. Very convenient way to brown a bunch of bacon really evenly. And just like that, only takes a couple minutes, but beautiful, crispy bacon. That looks really good, although I'm not sure if I made enough bacon, but that's all the slab bacon I had. But if I had more, I'd probably do a little bit more than this, but this should be fine. I also cooked up some regular bacon, just dropped that in the fryer too. So if you don't have slab bacon, just use this. This video is brought to you by Cafe Casino. Cafe Casino is your go-to website for entertainment and fun games. It's a perfect way to kill some time while you're waiting for a brisket to cook, or anytime you just want to relax and unwind a little bit. I know for me, after staring at a fire for 12 hours or something making these videos, it's always nice to be able to sit down on the couch in the AC and play some simple yet very entertaining games, just to relax and unwind a little bit. Although my nemesis lately is the Build a Burger game, which is shockingly hard, and I haven't built a successful burger yet, but I can't stop playing it. And it's a lot harder than making a real burger. Bones, come try and make a burger. Oh. Just sending beef flying everywhere. You lose. So if you live a busy life and are looking for a way to enjoy a few minutes to yourself and play some fun games, click the link in the description box down below, taking you to cafecasino.com. Again, link down below, that's cafecasino.com. Heck. And now that our meat is nice and cold, through the grinder we go. Beautiful. Beautiful grind on that, nice and clean, nice and pebbly, nothing smeared too much. Looks like we got a good fat content. So now in with all our spices and get that mixed up. Wow, I can smell those chives already. I don't think I've ever put chives into a sausage before. And now in with our water and just mix this for a little bit until it gets nice and tacky. And once sticking to your hand looking nice and tacky, time to go in with everything else, including our cheese, our potatoes. God, this is bizarre. And of course our bacon. And make sure everything is evenly distributed and all mixed up. Looking good. Ooh, chunky. Going on with some natural hog casings today. I believe these are 32, 35, something like that. Tie it off. Snip the tip. And we case away. Oh, that is a chunky wiener. Not doing ceilings or anything fancy today. This one feels weird. Looks good though. Oh, jeez. And just like that, all cased up, and I'm pretty happy with how they're looking. But now we've got to cook them, so let's fire up the pit. And on the pit we go. And because this isn't a cured sausage, I'm not doing a cold smoke or anything like that. Just gonna keep this pit probably around 250. Get a little bit of smoke flavor on them and cook them through. And because these didn't air chill overnight, that's why I'm leaving them attached together so the meat doesn't come spilling out. Definitely nice and smoky though. Beautiful. Probably shouldn't take too long, maybe a couple hours, get a little smoke flavor on these, get those casings dried out, and we'll check back in. And about an hour and a half on these, and they're looking really good. Nice and smoky. Actually surprised how much color we've got on there. So these are about to come off. So now all we need to do is let them come up to an internal temperature of 150 degrees, which will probably take another half hour or so. I just tempt them to right around 125. But that means we've got plenty of time for another episode of Bones Tries Something Weird.
Let's do it.
Is that a Google impression?
No, it's a bad one.
What's on the menu today, buddy?
Cuttlefish in ink with shrimp pate.
Oh, I think you gotta go for the cuttlefish. I mean, just look at that.
It sounds weird, but it sounds good.
The ink is kind of concerning, but...
Yeah, product of Portugal. Let's see.
Have you had cuttlefish before?
Yeah. I've had dried cuttlefish.
Oh yeah,
in Hawaii.
Your snacks that you always buy.
Yeah, it's really good.
The squid.
Like this unmarked can.
Yeah, very unassuming.
Oh! Wow. Was not expecting that.
It looks like the worst caviar I've ever seen.
Is there chunks in it, or is it just a paste?
You said it was shrimp paste with
shrimp
cuttlefish?
Pate. I guess it's just a pate.
How does it smell?
Smells like the beach.
That is pretty gnarly looking.
Yeah, I was expecting something else. Just looks like mud. That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. What does it taste like? It tastes almost like mackerel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna
almost.
All right, let's go for this fish mud. Yeah. Yeah.
It builds up. It's like the ink is really strong at first, like the dirtiness of it.
Yeah.
And then it gets sweeter with like the fishiness.
It's not as intense as I was expecting based on how it looks.
Yeah.
Boop. There we go. Now we're eating fancy at the Chud shop.
That just made it really boring.
We're gonna get some squid ink and make some black sausages.
Yeah.
Not the weirdest thing we've eaten.
Yeah. Pretty weird looking.
So I'm gonna go ahead and snip these all apart. Beautiful. Get a little smoke color on the underside and let them finish cooking. And just like that, these came up to temp and off the pit they come. So into the water bath they go. Shock the casings, cool them down a little bit. And I suppose you don't really need to take them up to exactly 150 internal. It's just any higher than that, and that's when the fat starts to render, so you might mess up your texture. But really, just trying to get the color you're after and cook those casings a bit. These are looking nice. So into the water bath these go to cool down for probably about 10 minutes. Then we'll clean them up. And just like that, I wipe these down because everybody loves a clean weenie, and these are looking really nice. So now all we need to do is chuck these back on the pit, which will just fire back up to about 275 degrees, and cook them through. And yeah, I probably could have just left some on, but the ice bath does make a difference. And also, I'm not gonna eat all of these right now, so probably vacuum the rest up, chuck them in the freezer for whenever I wanna try them again. But I'm gonna cook some of these through, and we'll see how they came out. And just like that, off the pit these come, crisped up the skins a little bit, and they're looking pretty good, pretty juicy. I think it's time to slice into one and see how it looks. Whoo! Right off the bat, big chunk of potato. Could not have made those chunks much bigger than that. Which is good that we have a lot of potato because this is a baked potato sausage after all. Chunk of cheese, looking good. Nice and juicy, smelling good. Smoky. Yeah, pretty happy about that. Even got a little smoke ring on there. You can see all the herbs in there too. Bind on it is really nice as well. So potato starch does in fact work. And there we go. But I gotta load one of these up like an actual baked potato. So I'm gonna take this guy and slice it right down the middle. Which also gives us a look at the cross section. Pretty cool. A nice big mound of sour cream. Some cheddar cheese. A little extra crispy bacon, why not? And some freshly chopped up chives. Now that is a ridiculous looking sausage. Fully loaded up. I mean, I don't think this can be bad. It's smoky beef and pork loaded with cheese and bacon and potatoes, and I'm ready to dive in. All right, let's see how this came out. Yeah. That is a lot of potato for a little sausage coin. Ooh. I think I might put more cheese if I ever do this again, but.
We'll see.
Oh.
That's really good.
That's really good. Chives come through. It's not too salty. I knocked the salt content down a little bit because of all the cheese and bacon in there.
I'm glad it has a lot of potato.
Yeah.
The flavor is really good.
It's a cool texture having the potato. It really is like mashed potato in there.
Yeah.
But it's still in cube
It's
form.
like a fluffy mashed potato.
Yeah. That's really good. Definitely got some bacon in that one. It's hard to see the bacon in there because, you know, it's cooked meat inside of cooked meat, but you can see the little chunk right there. It's very savory. The cheese is nice. It's a very unoffensive sausage.
Yeah, and it does taste like a baked potato.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I've been eyeing this thing. That looks so good.
You gonna go for it? You gonna eat it like a taco?
No.
I like having the potato in there because you get all the rich, juicy flavors of the sausage, but the potato kind of mellows it out a little bit. So it's not as greasy of an eating experience.
Yeah, it lightens it up. Yeah. Feels like a full meal.
Oh, yeah. Now it looks less attractive.
It's a big old bite. That sour cream makes it amazing.
Why did you get the dullest knife on the planet? Yeah, I don't think I've ever put sour cream on a sausage before.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It makes it taste more like a baked potato.
That's a baked potato sausage right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's really good.
The extra cheese on there, bringing the sharpness too. Oh, going for the pickled jalapenos.
Pickled jalapeno. Feel like that'll be perfect.
That is a lot better than I was expecting it to be.
The jalapeno is really good on it too.
Yep. We need more sour cream in the barbecue world.
Yeah.
That's really good. But while we're here, look at that potato just hiding in the tip. It's so much better loaded up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going. This is a bite I would gladly serve at like Texas Monthly Barbecue Fest or something.
Yep.
Just if you got a bunch of little coins and just loaded them up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, jalapeno's nice.
Yeah, I always put jalapenos in my baked potatoes, so it seems natural.
All right, well, I'm gonna eat the rest of this in shame with my shirt off.
Not with me here.
And with this very last bite of loaded baked potato sausage, I think it's time for the official taste test. Ooh. Yeah, nice chomp. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make an absolutely fantastic, smoky, fully loaded baked potato sausage. I highly recommend giving this one a try. Out of all the sausage videos I've been making on the channel over the last few years, this one was just a very pleasant experience. You know, we didn't have to wait for a cold smoke, didn't have to wait for a cure. Came together really quick, and the flavor was just outstanding. Very unique, but the texture on the potato and the crispy bacon, it all worked really well, and especially fully loaded up with the sour cream and extra bacon on top. Definitely something worth making, and I highly recommend giving it a try very soon. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.